I think it's really awesome. I just got into it really recently, like last week, and I'm like obsessed with it. I really want to read the manga, so I guess it's pretty cool.
It's massive. It's growing so much. It came out of nowhere. Suddenly, I remember hearing about it at work. One of my coworkers told me about it, and I looked it up. And it came out as soon as the anime came out. It just exploded. I think the manga was out for like a few years before it, but it's just crazy, and it's continually growing. You know, whenever I go to, like, I was at Oz Comic Con and all that, there's all these posters for it. It's obviously like one of the biggest Japanese, media things at the moment. The way they shoot the show and the way they've, written the show, it's just bam, bam, bam. Like James is saying, he binge watched 15 episodes in one night.
Yeah.
And I've heard so many.
When I first started watching, I was like, oh, I can't be bothered watching this. And the first episode was just so intense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like really dehumanizing.
Yeah, it's emotional. I was going to. My first idea when I was going to go to Oz Comic Con, I really wanted to go as Levi, but the issues with that was the people who make the best cosplays are in China, and so it would have taken like months to get in. And then it's like, they've got like the main jacket and all that, but then you need to get like the leather stuff from like somewhere else custom made. It's just so much of a hassle. So
if I could pull it off, I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah, otherwise, yeah, totally. It's just cost. I got it earlier in the year at Kinokuniya in Sydney. They've got like a massive manga section there. It's like this massive bookshop. It's fantastic. And I got the first 3 volumes. I am a fan of manga, but it's what I don't like about the manga is that it's kind of, the artwork isn't as good as the manga I'm used to. Like, hastily drawn, like it's not very detailed, and whereas I've read other mangas, like especially like Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball series, and then I'm reading Uncle Vinland Saga at the moment, which is all about Vikings, and it's just so detailed, and like the artwork's just crazy, and it's like, whoa, it's still fantastic, but I think that's just one of the setbacks for me. Mm-hmm. But although I feel that the show itself is telling the story a lot better, like because it's got just the way it's shot, the music they use, the way they can animate it, it's just, I think it gives the story more justice. First published in Japan in 2010, so there you go. It's very fast paced. You don't get as much character development in the manga. It's more like event to event to event to event, and it's not as emotional. Whereas I felt in the show, and I actually watched the show first, so I already had that bias, but when I watched the show, I felt so invested in it.
Well, I want to get them now.
Yeah.
So I've never read manga before, but
They're great.
I'd consider reading it now.
It depends how heavily invested you are going to get into the fandom. You can immerse yourself in the fandom without spending any money because you can access the show online without a price, and you can access the manga online without a price. Like I saw on eBay, they've got figures of the characters and they're $100, and people buy them.
I was thinking about it, but I try to stay away from that, otherwise I get carried away.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
I like the first one so much better, but yeah, it's alright.
One of the rules of the internet is Rule 34, which means if it exists, there is porn of it. I've seen a bit of it, just stumbling across it. But it's so strange because, Japan has this fascination with just, porn. And all the media texts just end up... It's just weird. It's weird. They haven't actually said much about it, but hopefully next year or the year
I've heard
after.
that it's coming out next year.
Yeah. I just want to find out what's in his stupid basement, and I want to find out more about all the people, all the big titans. It's just interesting because the story is out there for me to find out, through the manga.
If it's gonna take forever, it should be a tiny bit of closure, but I don't mind. I'm still excited for the next part.
Yeah, it worked. It did what it was supposed to do.
It's just like any other show. You can't really just pinpoint it. I guess Dota. Well, it's an online multiplayer game and has a massive following. Absolutely. The tournament for this year, the international tournament, was a $10 million prize pool, and it was funded by just fans alone, and I contributed $2.50 towards
Oh.
it. Like, the game's basically based on fans because it's a free game, and cosplaying as well, it's a massive thing, and people like it. Like, there's a Dota society at the University of Wollongong, constant streams of Dota, like, you just watch it. There's tournaments on all the time, so I'm always watching them, so yeah, it's just constantly going. Halloween this year, I'm dressing up as Raiders of Wollongong. This is the first time I've dressed up as a video game.
I think it all started off from Star Wars because I grew up with Star Wars, and ever since then I've been like invested in like geek culture and all that. In the last 2 or 3 years, I've become more interested in Japanese texts. Like I started off with Dragon Ball Z, and then I've kind of like spawned from there. Ever since then, you know, and now I'm a massive fan of Studio Ghibli. It's 2 of my favorite movies. From it, Spirited Away and House Moving Club. There's this series I'm reading at the moment called Malazan Book of the Fallen. I'm part of the Facebook group. I'm part of the subreddit, and actually filmed a vlog about it. One of my hobbies is I collect Lego. It's an expensive hobby. It's really interesting. I think it was in the 1930s. It started off as just this wooden toy maker, and now I'm pretty sure it's the toy company that's making the most money in the world. And then the movie itself, the Lego movie, just attracted so much to the fans. Thanks for watching.
Ciao.
Bye. Wait, let me do it.